Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is very lovely news. You know I'm a massive fan of Made in Chelsea. I've never, ever missed an episode, so I'm very excited about this. Good. But last time we saw you on screen, things were not looking good.
They weren't great, no.
So this has come as a bit of a shock to all of us.
Yeah, it's no secret we have had our ups and downs. Like any couple, though, I think, you know, we just happen to live ours out on camera, so everyone sees and obviously has an opinion, which can be quite difficult, but, you know, we signed up for it, so we kind of have to go.
But at the end of the last series, it was off.
Yes, it was
off,
yeah. We found out, well, I found out I was pregnant. We weren't actually together at the time.
Oh, right.
And then we discussed it, and we were friends, actually. We became friends again, and then we've just spent lots of time together.
Well, too fast, too fast.
Sorry.
So...
It does seem like I'm going 100 miles an hour.
No,
like
because you're missing bits out here.
OK.
So you found out you were pregnant and your mum was there?
She was, yeah.
OK. And what did your mum say when she found out?
She just messaged Josh. I was pretty shaken up, as you could probably imagine. And Josh came round immediately.
So your mum, what was the text?
It was quite funny. Originally, I actually got a text from her mum to say that she'd just seen a photo of mine on social media and that I looked very handsome, which was just a standard thing for her to do.
Bit of casual flirting.
Just some casual flirting.
And
I was actually working at the time, so I couldn't reply, and then I got a message about 25 minutes later to sort of announce this big news, which was quite a change in message.
No, she just said, Binky's just taken a pregnancy test, I think you should come over.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And he was actually filming.
Do you know what? I can't even describe the feeling. It's something I've never felt before or can actually really describe. I think the main thing that came into my mind was wanting this one to be OK. So it was actually irrelevant how I felt, what was going on. It was more get round there.
So there were no cameras around for this moment? This was all very private
this was very private and personal.
OK, so you could have gone down this road not together. You could both parent this child. You both wanted to have the baby, but you could have done that and been separate and worked that out. Yeah. But you decided to get back together. Yeah. So how did that happen? Because, I mean, that's a whole nother level.
It's taken a while, hasn't it? We basically discussed things, and when we found out about the news, the most important thing was that we didn't get back together for the child. That's the worst possible thing you could do. If you were going to get back together, it's because the love is there and the relationship is right. And obviously we did have our up and downs in the past, so it was a case of just kind of taking things slow.
What went wrong the last time?
A number of things. A number of things. Yeah. You know, when you're young adults and you're on a TV show, you know, I think what we were going through is very normal, but because we're on a TV show like we are, everything is kind of enhanced, and you have a lot of opinions from multiple different directions, from media, from fans, from friends and family. So situations that aren't necessarily that big a deal can become 10 times worse, and it just got to the point, unfortunately, where it kind of just got too much.
See, I think your biggest challenge is going to come after the baby arrives. Nothing to do with the baby, because you seem to be really good when you're together on your own, but then you seem to not be able to handle it when she goes out and has her life. I think.
I wish it was like that.
That's what it appears like on screen when you watch it. To me, that's what it seems to happen. You seem to go, brilliant, 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 lovely, 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 and then you go and have your fun and have life, and then you go off like a rocket.
Yeah, but I think what you have to realise when a child's coming into the picture, you both change.
Yeah.
The people that you may have been then completely changes when this baby comes into the picture. You both grow up together. Yeah. And you both change together. And the changes in myself and Binks from finding out this news is what makes it so special. You know, you find out things about one another that you didn't necessarily know before, which I think is so important.
And are you ready for the baby?
Yeah,
what prep have you done?
Ready. Yeah, I mean, the house is being renovated, not just because of the baby, but because it needs to be done anyway. But the nursery is being planned, and everything has been kind of bought, and it's really exciting.
Because I suppose you've also got to think about that. You know, now there's a baby, the stuff that you do will all exist online forever.
Yeah, I know, and that's quite scary. And it is, you know, obviously everyone has an opinion, and that's what we signed up for. I think we just got to stick, you know, united front and do the best we can do. You know, we want this child to have the best life possible, and that's obviously, I feel like we can do that.
So, OK, then, well, what is the reality of your relationship?
So, we're just very normal people. Genuinely, we're very private. We go to the country a lot. We're not really ones in the spotlight. I think, unfortunately, with a lot of the media, it kind of emphasises a lot of nonsense and a lot of rubbish that doesn't actually really go on in our relationship. You know, her and I could be at our favourite park in the country having a dog walk, and she could nick my Cornish pasty and I'll turn to her with anger and boom, you've got a headline that we're having an argument, which is...
No, I can understand.
It's
I don't think
frustrating.
you've got anything not to be proud of. I mean, you've always been so brilliant and lovely on there. And when you sat down, I said to her, how you feeling? You were like, oh, I'm bizarrely not nervous
I'm not
about
nervous,
this.
no.
But I think that's because you're that type of girl where I think you were destined to be a mum.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's ever going to...
I feel like we've been given a real gift. And I'm just really excited to become a little family.